Many times in a relationship, you might find that your partner disrespects you. And disrespect is something that nobody wants to really deal with. Disrespect can be defined as really a state of negativity. Someone might be being rude. They might not be really cognizant of the effort and energy and time you're putting into the relationship. A lot of times, disrespect is very subtle. And today I'm going to be talking about examples of disrespect, how to recognize it, what you should do when you're in a situation when you're disrespected, and how to really take a lesson away from the disrespect that you face. What's up, guys? Sumi here with ThoughtCast. And disrespect can be a lot of different things in a relationship. It can be your partner not being understanding that you had a really tough day at work and you come home and they're just extremely negative to you. It can be you taking your girl out to eat and you're taking her out to this really nice restaurant and she just has a negative mood the whole time instead of really being appreciative for the actions that you're taking. It could be, a situation where you're getting ready for your boyfriend and you're just a little bit late, right? It's nothing crazy. You don't have anything to go to, but he's just angry that you're late for no reason. But you're trying to look your best for him. And you're trying to, really make the night special and be that jewelry on his arm because a woman is the best jewelry a man can wear. It could be a lot of different things. Disrespect can come in many forms. Disrespect in a lot of aspects, I think that infidelity is disrespect. I think that someone doing you dirty and gossiping behind your back is disrespect. I think your partner not being loyal to you in not only physical aspects and in emotional aspects is disrespect. I think sometimes your partner should listen to you for certain things that you know about in the relationship, and that might be disrespect. I think that many times in a relationship, we can experience disrespect, but a lot of people don't handle disrespect the right way. So let's talk about how to handle disrespect when it comes your way. I want you to understand this before I even go on anything. Let's say you're walking down the street, okay? You're walking down the street and someone's yelling, "Hey, loser, hey, asshole," all this stuff. Now, you might look, but if you look, you're looking for, curiosity. You're like, okay, what's going on? Who's he yelling at? But you're not looking for you because you don't associate with that. You're not involved in it. You're not thinking this guy is really aiming at you. But let's say he is. Let's say he's looking right at you. He's like, "Hey, loser. Hey, asshole." The first thing that you're going to do to handle this properly in this particular situation is to just say, "Man, that person's crazy. I have no idea what he wants with me, but I'm going to keep moving because I don't have time to waste on this. I got things to do. I got, a lot of meetings I got to attend to. I got a purpose. I got a legacy that I got to create. You don't have time for this random person that's out of their mind that's being negative towards you." That's the way that you have to handle disrespect in life. You can't invest your time into a situation that disrespects you. You can't sit there and fixate over someone just being mean and rude and just constantly just trying to bring you down. It's not worth your energy. It's not worth your time. This is the mindset of a winner right here. This is the mindset that you need to have when you're dealing with disrespect. Listen, disrespect is going to happen to you in a relationship, and sometimes people are going to say things to you that disrespect you. Sometimes people are going to act in a certain way that disrespects you. Keep your head above water. Don't get involved emotionally when someone disrespects you. In fact, it's a sign that you have to disconnect emotionally a little bit. It's a sign that you have to disconnect a little bit more emotionally. And there's a spectrum here. So when someone disrespects you, right? Let's say you did somebody a favor, right? You went out of your way, you did somebody a favor, and in some way you expect something back. A lot of times when it comes to disrespect, it's that someone is not grateful for you. They're not cognizant of the time, effort, and energy you're putting into something that you're doing for them. They're not appreciative of you, even though you're doing a lot for them. And maybe you do a favor for them or you show them love or you take care of them, and they're not reciprocative of whatever, and they're not reciprocating that behavior. So let's say I do something for this person, once again, and they don't reciprocate to me. When I call them, they blow me off. I'm not going to get mad at them. I'm not going to point the finger and yell at them. I'm not going to be all negative and angry and all this kind of stuff. I'm going to say, okay, this person doesn't want to take me seriously. That's fine. And what I'm going to do, important, I'm going to be disappointed in a polite way. Disappointed in a polite way. Okay? Very important you understand this. When someone is disrespecting me, you retract a little bit of energy. You show disappointment in a polite way. So let's say this person doesn't answer me, they blow me off. They reach out to me again for a favor. And they're like, "Yo, man, I need this." I'm gonna pull back a bit. I might say, "Hey, look, I'm not available right now." And maybe they say, "Oh, well, why? Why can't you do it? You did it for me before." And listen, this is a great opportunity for a lot of people maybe to bring up what happened, why you don't want to help them out again. But the way you want to go about it is not to say, "Well, when I reached out to you, you didn't get back at me." You could, but that's not the way I would do it. I would more so say this: "Listen, I do things for you because I prioritize you. But recently I realized that you weren't prioritizing me as much as I prioritize you. And as a result, I kind of had to pull back a little bit. So unfortunately, I'm unable to do this for you. but maybe in the future, I might be able to do so. That's the way I would handle that. That's in a business sense. Now, maybe you're in a relationship and the person kind of understands your energy's off. You pull back. You're kind of retracting. They're like, yo, what's going on? Are you mad at me because I didn't call you back? Like, I was really busy. I was at work, blah, blah. They start giving you excuses, right? Whatever it is. And sometimes these excuses are valid. Sometimes they're actually like genuinely good excuses, like maybe something happened to them. Maybe their phone broke and they couldn't get back to you. Something might have really happened, okay? As long as they come forward and say, hey, look, I'm sorry. I didn't even know. My bad. My phone is good now. Tell me what's up. But sometimes they might say this to you and say, hey, look, I was doing this, that, and the third, and I just didn't have time. Hey, look, I prioritize you, but I don't think you prioritize me as much, and that's okay. I just had to understand that. That's it. You're not even going into, I got to pull back, I got to release my energy. You're just saying, I just got to understand that. That's it. All good. No worries. No big deal. Now, they might press you a little bit here. This is what typically happens. I'm going through the most common scenarios, okay? Frequently asked questions here. They press you. They say, no, like that's not true, blah, blah, blah. I care about you. What you want to do in these situations if they're pressing you is just elaborate a little bit more about the disappointment in a polite way. I understand that. I appreciate that. But, if you care about someone, you should probably make a little bit of time for them. It's all good, no big deal. And you got to pull away a little bit here at this point. You've got to let them kind of feel the punishment of not being respectful for you. See, disrespect can only be corrected with you pulling energy back. And when they understand that you're disappointed and you're polite about it, they will start to have a change. Man, I shouldn't have done that to that person. And they have to have a moral complex where they understand that what they did was wrong and they have to rethink their behaviors. This is what allows someone to start the process of change. Now, people change with trauma. In the majority of cases, when people want to learn things, they have to undergo trauma. This is where it's really complicated. Human beings don't really learn a lot without needing to learn it. If there's something that you can learn but you don't need to learn it, you probably won't learn it. So, as you get older in life, really after the age of 25, you learn things through trauma. You learn things through suffering. You learn things through discomfort. So when you put people in a situation where they're uncomfortable and they're just a little frustrated by the fact that you're pulling away and they're upset that you're not talking to them, that's when they're going to realize like, hey, I can't do this anymore. I have to now be a little bit more mindful of the way I treat this person and then respect them. If you just say, hey, no problem, it's all good, blah, 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 they're just not going to take you so seriously. So you have to almost punish them in a way by not giving them as much attention and by not giving them as much love and not being there as much as you can in the business, in the relationship, in whatever the interaction is. That's the way that you handle disrespect. That's the way that you kind of go through the process. It's not about yelling at people and being angry because then you're pouring more energy towards the disrespect. It's not about completely going ghost and saying, I hate this person, blah, blah. That might happen. It's not about completely going ghost either, okay? You want them to reach out to you, and when they reach out to you, you have to explain to them in a polite way how this was just different. You had a different perception of the relationship, and in a sense, you're a little disappointed. You show them you're a little disappointed, and hopefully that causes them to change their behavior. Now, many times they can defend themselves, and that can be an actual conversation that might be meaningful to have because they may have things that make sense, genuinely. But if they're not acknowledging what they did, and you're very, very logical and you're clear about the disrespect in itself, because disrespect is interpreted emotionally a lot of times. You must really ask yourself, is this really disrespect? Am I warranted to be upset over this? Don't rationalize it to yourself. Just ask yourself in a logical manner, okay? If it's something they did where you definitely put in energy, time, effort, and they're not reciprocating to you, then understand it's disrespect. And if they're not understanding what they did, and if they're not getting what they did was wrong, it may be time for you to kind of move away from the relationship. I don't stay in relationships that disrespect me. I don't have time for people that disrespect me. I don't put energy towards anything that disrespects me. I keep my head above water because I don't want to get emotionally attached, and I move away. When I talk about emotional attachment, you don't want to get too involved in a situation that disrespects you because it can be very detrimental to you. Let's say someone's popping off at you at a bar and they're just being aggressive. They're being real cocky. They're being real arrogant. You do not want to put yourself in that situation. You are too valuable to risk your life, to risk getting in some kind of legal trouble, to risk it for all the people that depend on you, to put yourself in this situation. So when someone is being crazy, when someone is being angry, when someone is disrespecting you, get up and walk away. It is not worth the interaction. It is not worth the time and energy that you're putting into it. With that being said, guys, if you ever want to contact me, if you found this video helpful in any way, shape, or form, please just reach out to me. All my links are down in the description below. I would appreciate it if you can give us a couple of stars on the podcast, if you can share our episode, if you can subscribe to us on YouTube. It means the world to me that you spend some time with me here today. I really appreciate you guys for constantly supporting us on what we do here at ThoughtCast. And big shout out to K&D for supporting us, for providing us this penthouse to bring you this amazing content. If you're ever in Cleveland, definitely check them out. And until next time, guys, sue me out.